Texas boxing scene here with former world champion Charlie Edwards, WBC flyweight champion. First off, take me back to December 2018. Massive upset. You beat Christopher Rosales. What was that like? And talk me through that experience, because you were a prohibitive underdog.
Yeah, I was a prohibitive underdog. You're right. But I knew that kind of opponent was made for me, and I was ready to snatch what I knew I was capable of. And yeah, it was a great night, a great fight, and I won by unanimous decision and won the majority of the rounds, a lot of the rounds. It was a great night, great experience. Seems such a long time ago now, but it makes me hungry and determined to get another world title up at bantamweight.
I would ask you fought, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months ago I fought just a 6th rounder. I've been inactive for a while due to promotional issues, and I fought just to get back in the ring, and now it's looking to go on to a big fight. I'm ranked number 15 with the WBC in the world, campaigning at bantamweight, 118 pounds, and I could do a super flyweight fight, maybe against a Quadras or something, just for 1 or 2 fights if a world title opportunity come available. And Estrada's moved up a weight, I'm led to believe is up to the bantamweight division now, so WBC title might come vacant, so it might be good. The former undefeated flyweight WBC world champion going in at super flyweight against the interim champion in Quadras.
So is it going to be 118? Is that your weight moving forward?
I'm 118. I'm currently a bantamweight.
Yeah.
I'm in the top 15 in the world at WBC at bantamweight. But if the opportunity comes up, I believe I could make super flyweight for 1 fight. And if the world title opportunity come up against, say, Quadras, now Estrada's vacated the title, it'd be one I'll be willing to jump straight into.
That would be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
You've always made for interesting fights, especially like I said, the Rosales fight. You know, there seems to be some similarities between that fight, your fight with Rosales, and your brother's fight with Bam.
Yeah.
Has he come to you for any advice? I mean, Rosales came to the UK to fight you.
Yeah.
But you know, there's some similarities in those fights.
Yeah, there's some similarities. However, it's the best versus the best now. At the time when I beat Rosales, he was considered the number 1.
I thought he was the future.
Yeah, he was coming off the back of 3 knockouts, I think. So he was considered number 1 at the time when I beat him. So I can see there's kind of similarities. However, I think the division has progressed since them times, and Bam's a hell of a fighter, coming down from 115 pounds as a world champion, now 2 division champion. And my brother's the number 1 in the division, so it's going to be a real tough, hard fight. Me and Sonny are totally different fighters. What makes us tick is different. Sonny's confident and full of confidence, and he's prepared great, and he's ready to go and take that unified crown.
Let me ask you, because the fight seems to me to be a bigger draw over there with the smaller weight classes. Why did your brother decide to come over to the United States and fight here?
I believe it was Bam that was putting that into the contractual agreement, that he wanted it in the States. Also, Bam is kind of a draw over here. He pulls in a lot of views and that online. He's a superstar in his own right, and he's a 2 division champion. And my brother wanted to come to America. We've always wanted to come to America to fight. What a way to do it on one of the biggest fights of the year.
Have you never fought here at all? Have you
I've
never
fought. This is my first time in the States.
Oh, welcome.
It won't be my last.
Yeah.
And I'm looking to come over here next year, hopefully, to get some big fights in. 2024 for me is about chasing the big fights now.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, I know who you're going to pick tomorrow night, but Bam's a dangerous guy, really athletic, explosive. What does your brother have to do to counteract what Bam offers?
I feel like my brother needs to box like a Miflane Maruti type fight, where he beat and took the IBF title from. I think he needs to box that similar fight. I think he needs to make it tricky and awkward to Bam. I think he needs to use his footwork so it doesn't let Bam plant his feet and get him falling over his front foot and making it tricky and awkward for him, winding him up at the same time and getting him out of his rhythm. That's the sort of fight I think my brother needs to fight to win this fight. If there will be a few sticky moments in there for sure, it's 12 rounds against another elite fighter, but I think Sonny will ride through them, and if he boxes that fight, he's definitely in for a unanimous points win, as long as the judging is fair. We do know sometimes when the Brits come across the pond, it's not always the British style the judges like, and they like the more pressure fighters and aggression fighters, so we just have to see how it goes on the night.
You're not in Texas, right? So there are judges, but if you were walking into San Antonio, you'd walk down 4 rounds to nothing, which is why I advised him, someone who's looking to win on points, not to go to Texas. So I mean, it's not neutral ground, but you're also not in.
It's not neutral ground. We're aware of that. It is still a matchroom show. And both fighters are with matchroom, so we hope that it will be a fair full contest. I believe it will be. You know, like when a lighter weight division brings in this much attention, the judges are on the stage as well. They're in front of the cameras, and there's a lot of media attention around this fight, and they have to prevail with a good, fair decision, I believe.
You can't worry about the judges. You got to go out there, fight your fight, and
win, lose or draw. As long as you go out there putting a top performance. Sometimes when the robbery decisions happen, it makes the fight 10 times bigger anyway. So you've got to go in the mindset of just taking each round as it comes, and try and take as many rounds along the way.
So I want to get back to your comeback real quick. Like you said, you've been inactive over the last couple of years, maybe fighting once a year. 2024 is just around the corner. How far away do you think you are from, you're getting back to your best and fighting for a world title?
I believe I'll be closer than many people think, with the right team and the right promotional outfit or the right fights along the way. I'm ready to get in there with anyone and everyone. I'm a free promotional agent. I'm now managing myself. I've got my manager's license, and I can have conversations with everyone. No one's there in my way blocking me anymore. And I've got a name, I've got a brand. My brother's hopefully this Saturday unified champion, and I'm prepared to jump in straight into big fights, so I can go periodically anywhere in the world and jump in against the fighters. I can be an opponent if that's the case. I'm fully confident in my ability and all the work that I've put in, that I can go as an opponent and come out on top, just like I did against Rosales.
I want to ask you about 118, because after Inoue vacated all about the division, it's got good fighters, but it's wide open. Is there one champion you're kind of looking at and be like, that's the avenue I want to go?
I'm looking at every champion. Like, obviously, I'm ranked in the top 15 with WBC, so Santiago is probably the most realistic, closest I got. And there's a few people in the rankings above me who I would be aiming for, which I will be calling out over the next few weeks. If you check out on my YouTube channel, Charlie Edwards Boxing, I'm going to be putting out a call-out video and sending some shots. But there's also Takam Inoue in the WBA route, which is over in Japan. We would have no problem going that way. There's also
that's the one I wanted to ask you about, because you could outbox him. But we've seen Josh Franco, for example, got a really bad decision in Japan. Would you be open to going and fighting him in Japan, or would you want him to come to England?
100%. I'll be open, and I won't get no bad decision because I wouldn't allow it to be close. I'm a different fighter to Joshua Franco. He's a pressure fighter, and he'll be able to take punches on the gloves, which will warrant the judges giving him rounds against him. Where I'm a boxer and I can outbox Takam Inoue. So that is a kind of avenue I'd like to go down. There's also Jason Maloney, who's the WBO champion. No problem with jumping him straight in with him. Obviously, I need to get my world ranking in that organisation, but it can be done. And the IBF champion, Rodriguez, has vacated the title, and now it's a vacant title. So there's also that avenue. I'm up for any avenue. I'm not bothered. Anyone can get it. I'm ready to go out there and take my shot against them, and show everyone how hard I've worked behind the scene when everything's gone against me these last 2 years, and I've been fucked about. So I know where I'm operating at and what I'm capable of, and at the bantamweight division, I'm here to take over.
One last thing I wanted to ask you about was Josh. Bam is usually a really quiet, reserved guy. He doesn't say much. Your brother seemed to have gotten underneath his skin a little bit, specifically yesterday. Is that part of his game plan? Do you think he's gotten to Bam?
My brother seems to get under anyone's skin.
That's true.
He's good with his mouth. He's clever, and he knows how to draw blood from a stone. And that's what he did yesterday against Bam. I mean, when you're going at Bam with them sort of things, like he was saying yesterday, Bam has to react. Silence is a killer, silence is guilt. So he had to react and had to bite down and argue back. Has he got in Bam's head? We don't know. We'll see on Saturday night. It will either go one or two ways. It will affect Bam massively mentally, or it will give him the drive and determination to show Sonny. So it's all mind games right now, but we'll only find out on Saturday night.
I want to ask you same question I asked Josh Franco. You got to a world title first. You got to the top of the mountain first. So you got to watch your brother get there. What's it been like as a big brother getting to watch your brother, become a world champion and get to pound for pound level? And
mate, it makes me so proud. Proud is an understatement, you know, and it inspires me. Like, I'm the older brother, but my brother inspires me massively. Big time boxing in America, the first one out of us two to do it. It just makes me more hungry and determined to go and get back what I deserve. So yeah, I'm really proud. It's great to be a part of it. I've been a part of my brother's career the whole way through his career. We've helped each other, we've learnt off one another, and our goal is to take over the boxing scene. You know, we like to be known as the mini Klitschko's, so this is a step in the right direction.
The Klitschko's are the smaller weight classes, 112 and 118.
Exactly, 112. I was undefeated flyweight champion. I vacated my title.
Yeah, what happened there? Because there was controversy, and then it was overturned to a no contest. So
basically what happened was I took a knee because I got caught with a shot, tried to ride it out, and then I took a knee, and then about 5 seconds after, Martinez hit me with a heavy shot on the floor. That was always going to be my last fight at flyweight. I was really struggling.
So win, lose, or draw, you were done at one.
You can see the height of me compared to my brother, compared to Bam. I'm too big for that weight. That was always going to be my last.
How tall are you? You're a lot taller than I expect.
I'm 5'7".
5'7"? Yeah.
5'7". So yeah, and I filled out now, but that happened, and then I vacated the title. But on the back of that, anyway, Martinez is an absolute drug cheat because he failed a drug test after my fight, and he got that tainted Mexican meat and that
Canelo beef, right?
Bollocks, yeah. So he's a drug cheat anyway. So this fight should be made for the Ring Magazine belt. Because it's only not because
it's right,
is number second, but people forget he failed a drug test.
That's right, you're right about that.
Under the carpet, and that was off the back of my fight. So I was always vacating, moving up, and maybe in the future I can get my sweet revenge on that man. At a weight where I'm strong and I can box his head off.
I need to wrap up here. Thank you for your time. Charlie Edwards, your YouTube channel, where can people find you on social media?
Charlie Edwards Boxing, simple as.
God bless, thank you.
You.